today, youth participation in environmental conservation, of course, again, of high importance for us youth. After all, it is our collective and individual responsibility to preserve and tend to the world in which we live. I am Uma Vasudeva Rao, a student coordinator of the Environment Club of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Shasan Jain College. I take the honor of welcoming Mr. Prasid Selvaraj, an independent researcher in Coimbatore. After his master's in wildlife biology at AVC College in Tamil Nadu, he investigated the migratory patterns among wintering birds like that of the wood sandpiper. Additionally, he worked on the Odonates congregation in a sewage treatment plant in Manampandal, Tamil Nadu, which was also the site for his master's project, along with three other ponds nearby. These studies marked the beginning for him drawing further insights into the species existing in the urban wetlands environment, guiding him to his current study to observe the effects on restoration on water birds in the wetlands that were a part of the Noyal River Restoration Project in Coimbatore district of the Tamil Nadu state. There is much more to say of his research and study, but it shall be better to gain all the knowledge firsthand. Now, I request you, sir, to take on the spotlight and enlighten us up on the topic for the day.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I will connect my screen and I will start my session actually.
Yes, sir, no problem.
Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, I'm a bit connectivity problem. So now it's visible, right? Everybody, to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Today we are going to see a topic, youth's participation in environmental conservation. Here, youth is not an alien term. It is not an alien term, or it is not mentioning others. It's actually mentioning you. I hope you all are college students from first year or second year or final year, whatever may be. But this youth refers to you all. I want to stress the conservation perspective to all with you actually through this talk actually. What we are going to see in this talk is today is I would like to start the address after mentioning the some few facts about World Ocean Day. Today is actually United Nations General Assembly has declared June 18th as World Ocean Day. From 2008 onwards, we are celebrating. Why we are celebrating? In the sense, only 5% of Earth's ocean has been explored, due to which this lack of knowledge, now the organizations like United Nations and other organizations collaborating and working on a project called Seabed 2030, which means they are documenting, they are mapping the entire ocean of Earth actually. So what happens is they through this project they mark the ocean by 2030, the entire ocean, and we can see what is living under the ocean clearly through right from our home or somewhere. And you all know this, Earth's surface is covered by 70% of ocean, and planets, we all have a doubt whether Andes or Himalayas, which is the longest or highest mountain. but it is not Andes or Himalayas. It's ocean mid-range, which is the longest mountain range in the world actually, which is present in the south of Pacific Ocean. And world's largest living structure is Great Barrier Reef. You all know, right? It's in Australia, and it's home to a large number of corals, marine living organisms, and everything. Just like national parks like Mudumalai Tiger Reserve or Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve or Anamalai Tiger Reserve or Gindi National Park in Chennai or anything. This marine protected areas also help us to conserve ocean and marine mammals. Mammals or animals or crustaceans, anything where we can bring it under. Or one of the famous example is Gulf of Mannar National Park. And currently, the ocean is facing a problem. Not only ocean, the entire globe is facing problem due to climate change. Climate change is a severe term which we are all facing, which it is nothing but the increase in Earth's atmospheric temperature. We can't just like that obey. We are only focused on temperature in the land, and if temperature increases, we all go switch on the ACs and fan, and we'll sit inside. But Earth can't tolerate, right? Likewise, the oceans can also tolerate this one. The 5 major things which the ocean is facing due to climate change is coral bleaching. First one, you all know, right? The increase in temperature which causes destruction of corals. Where the coral is an organism which lives, and it's our home to many organisms, microorganisms, from to shark to whales, everything. But they are all facing problems due to increase in temperature. And marine heat waves. Marine heat waves is nothing but the temperature over the marine ocean's atmospheric pressure. So it will affect actually. And fish migration is another terrible phenomenon. We are facing problem because due to temperature, global warming, the fishes are migrating towards the North Poles. So that the fishermen community living in Chennai or in US or in South Africa, they are all facing problems due to lack of fishes. Because these fishes can't tolerate the heat, and they are moving towards Arctic, and they are living there. So due to this, livelihood is also problem, and our local environment is also getting affected. And another one is drowning of wetlands. It is nothing but danger which drowns coral reefs and seagrass meadows, which are they have to be close to the ocean surface. But when they drown, they can't synthesize their own photosynthesis, due to which they will eventually die, and organisms depend on coral reefs and seagrass meadows will also die. Another phenomenon is ocean acidification, which is nothing but ocean absorbs 1/3 of carbon dioxide from our utilization, like 22 million tons a day. It absorbs the carbon dioxide and it neutrals, and it is also a phenomenon for global warming. And another one, disastrous positive feedback loop, which means this acidification carbon dioxide is also responsible for lowering of amount of sulfur flowing out from the ocean. So this sulfur plays a major role in reflection of solar radiation back to the space. When this sulfur gets affected, sulfur gets reduced, this again the ocean will face due to acidification is a good phenomenon. Also, it will face lots of problem, and it will increase global warming. This is one of the picture from World Ocean Day. It's actually a livelihood of fishermen photograph. And what we can do, we are also responsible for world's ocean pollution and solid waste as well as the water waste. What we are doing, we are using plastic free. We have to plastic free from in order to save the oceans. We are using use and throw spoons, use and throw containers, use and throw water bottles, we are coolly using and we are throwing it on the oceans and seas, due to which large number of birds, animals, microorganisms, they are all feeding on plastics and they are dying. This is the photograph. Here is a seagull which found with a large number of plastic waste inside its stomach. So it impacts. It shows us the impact of dumping of plastic pollutants in the ocean actually. And conservation, we have to limit the use water usage so that excess wastewater doesn't flow into the ocean. If you go to Chennai somewhere, Adayar Bridge or somewhere, you can see clearly how the sewage water mixing with the ocean or sea. So these are the things which I want to highlight. Here afterwards, stop using use and carry bags, tumblers, use and throw tumblers, use and throw cans, use and throw spoons, everything, so that we can prevent plastic pollution in the ocean, World Ocean Day. That's all for Ocean Day. Let's get to our topic. What I meant through the empowerment in my topic is, it's nothing but citizen science. Citizen science are not professional scientists. They are rather curious and concerned people who collaborate with professional scientists in ways that advantage scientific research on topics they care about. In India, it has reinventing scientific endeavor, public literacy, and participation. It democratizes scientific participation, and it also gives access and uses to everybody. They cannot bring the scientific outcomes, but also social and political outcomes, which how the citizen science or youth empowerment comes a role in environmental conservation. We'll see in the upcoming slides. This is a photo of child where an adult helps him to document the wildlife in his surroundings. It is nothing but citizen science is nothing but you can where to begin with. You can observe wildlife anywhere, out of your home, through your window, even balcony bird watching. Even you can go to forest, you can go to wetland, anywhere you can begin. As a student, we are sitting idle because of this COVID, but hereafter we can go and check in the check from our balcony where we can document the species around our houses, and from our windows we can record our surrounding biodiversity, and photograph plants, animals, and other organisms on your own part. It's not alone plants, animals. There are also things like dragonflies, beetles, lizards, reptiles. They are all living surrounding us. So we have to document everything. So, okay, what we can do, what we can do by observing, or what we can do after documenting. We can upload to the portals like iNaturalist app or iNaturalist.org, Indian Biodiversity Portal, eBird. They are all global database which we are contributing to global research projects. Here are some of the citizen science programs around the world. It's like measure night sky brightness, which is nothing but in US they ask the citizens to measure their light pollution. They can simply come out of the house and they can record the light pollution based on the light intensity. They can report to the US organizations like Space Research or Meteorological Organization. And next is Search Space. It's a collaboration with NASA. They do is what they do is they look at the constellation, they look at the stars and moons and everything, and they will upload it in their this app actually. And water monitoring day, it's not common to our the first three are not common to our country, but it's all common practice in Europe and US and Canada. If you go to Canada, they will give you, if you want to monitor your water level or water quality around your surroundings, if you write to a government, they will give you a water kit which contains a pH meter, temperature, necessary things to measure water quality. They will give it to you, and you can go to any irrespective of wetlands or somewhere, and you can record the temperature and everything, and you can report to them. They have this practice. I don't know when India will bring this actually. And next one, bird census. You might have all heard Pallikarne bird census, Vedaranyam bird census, like that. The bird sanctuaries are organization. So it's like the most common one and most trusted one and biggest event from Asia is Asian waterfowl census. It happens in the month of January, second week and third week, which allows us to document the water birds communities. Why they have fixed January as this purpose? Because lots of migratory birds from other parts like Arctic, they will come to our country. So they want to record the bird activity and bird numbers through the Asian water bird census. And next is bird watch. Bird watch you can do anywhere. You can do it from your balcony. You can do it from forest. You can do it from your surroundings. You can do it in a road where you can do anywhere. Birds are everywhere. So bird watch is nothing. You can do it from everywhere actually. So it's not an alien term for you, but start practicing. I would like to suggest you to document the birds present in your surroundings first, so that it will give you a curiosity towards what are the birds present in the world, how many birds are present in the world. So yeah, there are like 8,900 plus or minus birds in the world. India has around 1,563 plus or minus birds, and Tamil Nadu has around 563 birds. So how much you have documented, how much you are contributing, how much you are doing, like that it plays a role. So what I did, how much bird I have so far I have recorded is plus or minus 260. I have recorded each and every bird with name and their habitat, their behavior, everything. 2,260 birds I have recorded. And another one is monitoring bird nest. Again, this project was most common in US and Canada, because they will support you. Their government will support you. They will give you a camera, they will give you a kit, so that you can go to the bird's nest and you can record their activity, how much egg they have laid, how much chick has grown, like that. Even in your home you can do. You can, if you have a hibiscus plant, it will attract sunbird and tailor bird like birds. So you can attract, and you can look for the nests around your surroundings and count birds. What you can do from count birds is great backyard bird count. It is one of the major event which changed my life and my career, which mostly they will organize in the month of February during Valentine's Day for 3-4 days. They will organize. Through this bird count, what they will do is they will call all the group of birders from around the world to contribute, so that they will get an idea about the bird distribution, bird documentation from the citizen perspective. And US and Canada are always top in these events. India is quite doing good, but it actually has to do more in terms of citizen science. I want you all students to go through all these things. And this is my record of red wattle lapping. In Tamil we say Alkati Kurvi. It's actually a nest watch of red wattle lapping. First, if you see, there were 4 eggs, and coming to the right, it was 3 eggs. One was predated. I don't know which one taken the egg and something. And among that, 2 hatched. You can see the down left one. You can see 2 chicks hatched from that, and 1 egg was left. It didn't hatch, and it was hello. Is there any doubt or something? Hello?
No, sir. I guess that was a mistake. Please continue, sir.
Am I audible and going with the pace?
It's audible and clear, sir.
Okay. And the last photo is the egg, which is actually avoided by the parent due to her lack of hatching or something. And so that this egg was fed by ants. So what I'm coming to say is, you can document any bird nest, but you have to get prior permission, and you shouldn't disturb the bird incubating nest, which is most important, which I did it for my project. So I didn't disturb these birds. I was only recorded and photographed only the bird, parent bird was awake. So you should be careful, and you should be more cautious when recording the bird nest. So it will give you an idea how the eggs hatching, how do the eggs will go, like that. You can get an idea from many of you, if you are a zoology student or botany student or environmental science students, you can also apply for permission and you can do their project, do this project as part of your dissertation works. And coming to the gadgets, there are gadgets which supports citizen science activities. It is a iNaturalist, which is available for both Apple and Android phone, and even it's a website is there. You can simply contribute any photograph, even from ants to spiders to anything, spiders to dragonflies to anything, any living organism. You can take photo, any plants, even plants you can take. You can take photo, and you don't have to know the ID of the species you are recording. You simply put the photo in this platform, and with perfect location and date and time, the scientists who are following this will help you with the identification of that species, which may be the plant, or which may be the dragonfly, which may be the beetle, or which may be a small ant or a bird, anything. They will support you. I want you all to download this iNaturalist app in your mobile phone. And this is a famous cartoon from Rogan Chakravarti. I want you to follow him as well in Instagram. His name is Green Humor in Instagram. When normal people, you go to toilet, you will simply sit and watch the social media sites. Whereas when a biologist or a person who interested in environment who goes to the toilet, he will click a photo in the spider in the toilet and he will upload to the iNaturalist. It's a funny phrase to remember, iNaturalist. You can upload the spider photo and you can get ID. It's not necessarily be environmental like forest or somewhere. Even from toilet, you can upload from a spider photo. Even from kitchen, you can upload from the photo of insect which you are getting. So iNaturalist is good, such a good platform. And another one is this is iNaturalist is irrespective of all species. You can upload any species, right? That's what I say. Whereas this eBird, which is specially for birds, you can upload any birds anywhere in the world which you have recorded with the data and the location and everything. Through this, what you are doing is you are contributing to the global database where the birds present and what are the conditions of the birds, like that you're contributing. So that it's a good platform this also you can download, and you can record your bird from your balcony or somewhere from daily activity. I'll show you an interesting app, interesting example for this, how it will gain you. And it will also track you how much in 2017, how much you have recorded, in 2018, how much you have recorded. Like that, you can keep a track of your bird list. So this bird is also good, and it is also useful for scientific publications. You can refer their data, whether these birds are sighted in your place. It will give you correct information. So, okay. How to know the status of your animals which you are coming across? There are three platforms which we in India follows. One is IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and CITES, and another one is Indian Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Act. Here and all, you can check the status of the animals, whether it is Schedule 1 or whether it is endangered, whether it is critically endangered or something like that. So these platforms, I ask you all to memorize actually, because you can also use iNaturalist. You can use for species recording and everything. Indian Wildlife Protection Act gives you details about the species which are protected in the country. If you go to Guinea, you can see black bug. It is a Schedule 1 species. You can't kill it. If you kill it, you will get a sentence of up to lifetime. So Schedule 1 species are more protected. Even chameleon is Schedule 1 species. So you can't kill just like that. So so through this information, you all can know about your status of your animals which you coming across. This is the page of IUCN. It is actually result of barn owl. how much is the barn owl distribution map. The map shows the distribution of barn owl. The orange color indicates that barn owl are present in all over this world, and its population trend is stable, and its least concern. It is not endangered. It is more available. When it goes to extinct in the wild or extinct, it means the species is no more in the wild. So critically endangered also, it's like you it's like the species is going to extinct. So we have to be careful about the species through all these platforms. We can learn about the platforms from this. And another one is Merlin. This also mobile app which you can download from your mobile. This app, what it helps you is, if you have a bird photo, you can feed it to this app and you can check the ID of the bird. It will show the ID of your bird actually. So this platform is so helpful for bird identification and everything. So that I want all you have these gadgets in your phone. There is also another one called Seasonal Watch. It's nothing but it's an app developed by National Nature Conservation Foundation, Bangalore. It helps you to record the species of trees and plants around your home. So for like 100 species, you can upload any plant species with the flowers or something. You all go to that Seasons Watch app or website. You know about the Seasons Watch. For plants also, it's helpful. For botany students, you can use. And as I said, how eBird helps. He was a scientist. He's a scientist named Suhail Kodar. He recorded birding activity while taking his children to the school bus stop. He daily travels around 200 meters from his home to bus stop. Whereas he recorded the data from June 2014 to March 2021. So far, he has recorded 915 bird surveys, and he has recorded around 69 species, so that he has a clear idea. It's a matter of time you're dropping your kids in to the school bus stop. He is a scientist actually. Why I'm quoting this example is because you can during this pandemic you can simply stand from your balcony and you can record 15 minutes of bird activity, and you can upload to eBird or somewhere like iNaturalist. Anywhere you can upload. And India Biodiversity Portal. There are so many portals which you can contribute. As a student, we are all must aware of these platforms and these research. For 7 years, if you imagine, if for 7 years, if you study about your surrounding, you can document the species entirely present in your surrounding, which also helps you to understand about the changes. The habitat destruction is one of the worst problem which wildlife and humans are facing. So you can understand your observation with relating to that habitat variation. And this was a case from citizen science point of view. A science firma want to expand their factory in Vedandangal Bird Sanctuary, and the earlier government gave permission to it, stating 10-kilometer surroundings. It gave a 10-kilometer radius around the section of wetland, and this company plans to expand over. States that this company has told that only 25 species of birds are found, and no near threatened birds and migratory birds are put up in the list. Whereas Vedandangal is a bird sanctuary, of India's first bird sanctuary. They have said only 25 species of birds are present in that sanctuary. Whereas eBird, the citizen science platform, which helped that, it's a false information. It shows that 191 species are present in that bird sanctuary. About 6 are near threatened, which are which are facing endangered category. So over 50 migratory birds are visiting the Vedandangal Bird Sanctuary. It's a very old sanctuary in the country, first sanctuary in the country. This for the political and revenue point of view, the government is spoiling. But here the citizen science helps you. It also helps you to stop this activity. And another one is Adani port in Pulicat. You might have all heard about it if you are from Chennai. The people from fisherman community and locals were protesting for this. The Adani has claimed 6,1111 acres to be for his port. And the EIA, Ecological Clearance Report Assessment, Impact Assessment, has told that only 32 species of birds are present, whereas it's a Pulicat is a lagoon plus bird sanctuary. It's a most enriched habitat for birds. eBird records like 222 species in that coastal wetland. Thus, it also helps us to fight a case against the Adani port. But we are fighting, but the government is not considering our thing. But whereas the citizen science plays a major role here, you have recorded 2,222 species, whereas the EAA report only said that there are only 32 species without meeting migratory and breeding birds over there. And another one is, this is famous one. The government, Chennai government planned to construct Adayar coastal road over Adayar estuary. It was actually a project called Students Sea Turtle Conservation Network. What they will do is they will do a night walk in the beach, on the beach, and they will collect the eggs of olive ridley turtles. They have a huge data for so many years, and they through this data they stopped this road. So what I'm saying is, it's all citizen science perspective. It's all the students or common citizens who done this. So you are all students. I want you to more careful and more involved with these projects. This is the olive ridley which came to beach for laying eggs. You can check actually. Uh, this is actually my photograph. It got published in one local journal. It's a it's a photograph from my study area, sewage treatment plant. The first photo, if you see the lesser whistling duck are roasting on the vegetation site. There were around 150 ducks in that species in that area. After some months, what they did is they removed this vegetation without having the knowledge of birds. What happens is, the bird where 250 individuals are present, it was like only 20 to 30, and it was even went to nothing because of this removal of vegetation. So this tells us there's the importance of citizen science or importance of data recording. And this is also my short research communication. I have recorded pied ourset, a shore bird, migratory shore bird, in Point Calumet Wildlife Sanctuary in near to Vedaranyam. I have recorded like 1,200 individuals. It is the one of the largest record after 3 decades. It was that much number was only seen in the year 1980, whereas I recorded it in the 2018. This was the picture of pied ourset during that observation. It was my picture actually. So each and every observation counts. Each and every observation counts to the environmental studies or future conservation. So this my study finds out that this bird is recorded this much number after so many years. So I want you to record everything. So it's not stopping mere photography and posting with Facebook and Instagram. You all can upload to everywhere, like every science portal, citizen science portal, and you can contribute your data to everyone. Currently, I'm working on this research, effect of habitat alteration on waterbird communities due to Noyal restoration project, in selected by 5 wetlands from Coimbatore East, Tamil Nadu. My project findings: so far, I have recorded 54 species of water birds, 7 orders, and 15 families. And in that, 7 species are near threatened and rare, which includes Curlew, Sandpiper, and black-tailed godwit, which are regular. There are 24 species which are migratory species. They come from Arctic, Siberia, even far from Mongolia, like that. And rare winter visitor like Pacific golden plover is also recorded 3 times in my study. Why this is actually a impact study. It's not only for my project, it's actually a contribution to the society. If you see, this is the left one, right one is Pacific golden plover, which used to come from Alaska, and this one is Curlew sandpiper, which used to come from Arctic regions like Mongolia, Siberia, somewhere like that. So you can document birds, and it will surprise you. Where if you even Chennai has a group of birders, you can go to Pallikarnai, you can go to Pulicat, you can go to Vadandangal, you can volunteering in MCBT Madras Crocodile Bank, even Gindi National Park, which has lots of volunteering opportunities. You can go and check with them, so that you can also participate, and you can also participate on your own. If you are a zoology student or a botany student, I would like you to continue the research on these aspects. This is a breeding record of black-winged stilt. If you see first line photographs, these are the chicks which I recorded in this habitat, whereas the downward picture are the restoration works which are undergoing in that lake. So this shows that it's a potential habitat where the breeding of bird is recorded, whereas the downside, if you see down photographs, the government is without having a knowledge about the environment, they are simply destroying. They're simply digging the holes, and simply planning the construction without environment friendly. So we all have to record all the things around us, so that we'll get a data, and we can fight for the rights of the environment and wildlife. This is another one from this is from Velalur Lake. If you see this, the lake was fully covered with water earlier. When they start construction, it was like few waters were there, and there was spreading of water hyacinth, which is most terrible phenomenon for the water quality. It affects water quality, and it degrades the biodiversity present in that area. If you see the second picture, right picture, it shows that after the construction, the water has been spread fully. If the government has to clean this, means they have to spend like crore amounts in crores actually. It's all public money. It's all our money. Why they are spending so much for poor unscientific restoration, and they are spoiling our wetlands. Even you all know from Chennai, you all know how the Velachery was earlier, and how the Chennai flood coming. It's all because of destruction of environment, and your lack of knowledge about the environment. So that we all are students, and we are all scholars, and we are all teachers and professors. So we can have an idea about our studies and our environment through our own research. We can also contribute that research to various future studies, and we can also take that knowledge to future generations. This is the status of water in Pallapalayam Lake. So what happens is, this Pallapalayam Lake is actually it was clear water. The corporation which is constructing restoration project, they mix the sewage water into the drinking water lake. It's a pure water lake. If they mix the sewage water, see the condition of the water quality. You can see from normal eyes, you can see how this water quality is terrible. So it shows us that it's important for us to monitor the even water quality. I don't ask students from BCom or mathematics or someone to do this, but I want some students from environmental biology, environmental science, or zoology or botany to follow this one. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, sir, for your talk. It was really informative. Though we knew almost all the facts of the environmental crisis, it was really needed for us to realize the gravity of the dire situation. It is not only somewhere far away in the oceans, the Arctic or the Antarctic, but it is here, right near us, just where we also live. We just got used to living with it, which is the worst part of environmental conservation. To sum up your talk, sir, we discussed today's importance as World Ocean Day, role of feedback loop in the global warming, plastic pollution. We also discussed citizen scientists and their role in the programs like birth census, Birdwatch, and the big event count birds. We were also introduced to apps like iNatural and eBird and some wildlife protection events in our very own state and in our city as well. We got to know some findings of some of your researches and shocking reality of some of the well known lakes. I would not be surprised to find some of my friends here turning into bird watchers very soon. Now, I request all the attenders to ask any questions if you have. You can also put your questions on the chat box.
Please do tell me if there is any questions in chat box. Yeah, I will give my PDF of my PPT to everyone so that you can share it, and it has some of my unpublished data. So I'll try to remove it and I'll give it to you. Any questions?
So where we can upload this data?
I couldn't get you.
So after observance, where we can upload this data?
Where you can, where you want to, you are asking where you can upload the data of your observation, right?
Yes, sir.
As I told, iNaturalist is for every species. All the species you can record. You can put your observation there. Like every species, right from dragonflies, right from beetles, right from ants, you can upload in iNaturalist. If you want to specifically for birds, you can go for eBird. If you want to go for Indian birds one, Indian based website portal, there is a portal called Indian Biodiversity Portal. There also you can observe your photograph and findings over there, so you can explore actually.
So there is a question in the chat box from Anil Kumar Sharma. What steps should be taken for protection of the wildlife in India as we are losing them rapidly?
It's government's duty. Unfortunately, the government is planning all the environmental restriction for its development of the corporates. So we have to fight our struggle through all our observation. First, we have to observe our surroundings, and we have to know our surroundings. It's not. It's a matter of fact. One day, weekly, one day, or monthly, two or twice, you can visit that place and you can record. If you record for 1 year or 2 year, you will know about the surrounding. You will know about the species which are present. Even if you go to your grandma and if you ask about your native places, they will tell you about the animals present in their ages, and you can compare it with the animals in your ages. Through this, you can publish a paper, and you can, if there are any activities like illegal activities like government side or any side, you can file a case, you can file RTA, and you can you can fight for the environment conservation like that. So you can do a lot. First thing you have to do, observe your surroundings. That's what my suggestion. First start observing, then you will automatically know what to do.
So I have a question from my side as a beginner in bird watching.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel that like as humans presence is felt, they usually don't stay in the place. So how can we be calm and how do we shoot them properly?
I hope shooting means shooting using your camera. Or
I mean camera, of course.
Yeah. So if you do, likely if you don't take a gun, or if you don't burst a cracker, it won't go. For that only you have to follow certain rules, like going in camouflage clothes. You will learn it actually. If you first time if that bird afraid of you, next time you will understand it, why it's afraid. You will know the distance, how much distance I should away from the bird and I should watch. Normally, if you any wildlife or bird, you have to away from 50 meters so that you can identify without disturbing it, so that it won't fly actually. So you know your bird. If you keep on observing, you will know that bird, and the bird will also understand that he is not harming. You can see a crows coming to a balcony or a sparrow coming to a balcony easily, right? It is not afraid of you because it's not. It knows your presence. So they are co-living species. So we can like that, but we have to be very dedication towards the birding and everything. Hope I cleared your question.
Yes, sir, clearly. Thank you. There's another question. Is there any way to understand the language of bird as a beginner, like the body language, its movements?
It's actually you're asking about behavioral ecology. There is a called it's a behavior. We call it as behavioral ecology because when you want to study about behavior, first I would say first you study about ecology or biodiversity around you. First you document the species. First you get a list of species around your surroundings or the area you are visiting. If you have a surround data of that, you can proceed with the behavior. You can for example, in this any questions bird, the first one is female. It's a painted snake photo. First one is female and second one is male actually. This what this thing is, it's a sexual dimorphism. Normally males are beautiful in all animals and everything, but here it's reverse sexual dimorphism. Only female is beautiful and male is duller because male only here incubates eggs, whereas female won't incubate. It will simply go away from the male after mating. So it's all the learning you can understand. The behind which there is a duck. You can see how it's feeding, how it has put its head into the water. All this you can come into practice only after regular monitoring or regular studying. So I want you all to record or go for field visits regularly. Unfortunately, this is COVID pandemic time. Even I am sitting in my home and observing the species from my balcony, so that know your surroundings first, so that you will learn a lot about wildlife next.
So the next question is, do our native birds also explore other countries?
No, you said it's native, right? Native means they won't go. For example, peacock won't fly somewhere like to Mongolia or China. It's not. Its body is not that much developed. So the birds, there are specially birds which are called as migratory birds. Only they will come from Arctic to our region and they will go. Our flyway is called the Central Asian Flyway. It connects Asia and some of the it's connect some of the Eurasian countries, so that the birds will come only from that region to here. If some will come from even from far like Japan or Alaska like that, but it's all rare. So uh, like there are species which are very resident. They won't go anywhere.
So how we can come across different migratory species?
You have to go and document. If you document from January to December, you will understand about that migratory behavior, because you will see migratory birds only when August to February. I mean, from March, August to March only you will see the migratory birds. Other than that timing, they will fly to their breeding grounds. There are called breeding grounds and wintering grounds. They'll come here for wintering and they'll go for breeding. Now you can't see any birds like terns and gulls in the Chennai beach. Whereas if you go in the time of January or February or December, you can see gulls, terns, and everything in the Chennai beach. It's because they come for here for birding, or they come here for winter. So it's time. It's like through continuous observation you can identify the bird will migrate.
Thank you, sir, for patiently answering all our questions.
Thank you.
I request all the attendees to please fill up the feedback form link. The recent link, the longer one, is the one that's working properly. Please check out. Now, I'm grateful to present the vote of thanks for today's webinar. I would first pay my heartfelt thanks to our guest speaker, Mr. Prasad Selvaraj, for enlightening us with his knowledge on the topic. I believe that this discussion was very informative and we all came to know many interesting facts and deep realizations on the environment. I once again thank our guest for giving us his precious knowledge and time. I would next thank our college management, Principal Dr. S. Padmavati ma'am, Vice Principal Dr. Rukmani ma'am, Department of Library, Environmental Club, and other staff members for giving us this wonderful opportunity to learn beyond our academics and something so really important for us. Thank you everyone for attending this session and making it a success. Thank you and have a great day ahead.
Thank you.